We've got a bunch of great games to review today, including a couple of cool new basketball games.
Basketball games?
That's right.
I guess that's why we're, here.
Right, on the basketball court.
Right. I'm Tommy Tellerico. Welcome to the show.
Today on Judgment Day, we take a look at two brand new hoops games. NBA Courtside 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube, and NBA Inside Drive 2002 for the Microsoft Xbox. We also look at Maximo for the PlayStation 2, and a brand new device that's supposed to enhance your video games. So the first game that we're going to talk about today is NBA Courtside 2002 from Left Field Productions and Nintendo for the GameCube.
Right, now Left Field Productions, these are the guys who did all the Kobe Bryant games on the N64.
Right, Courtside on the N64, which is a good thing because they know basketball and they know Nintendo. It's probably the best looking basketball game I've ever played.
I'd say that it's one of the best looking games, yes. The players' faces looked amazing. I mean, Kobe Bryant looked exactly like Kobe Bryant.
What else is cool about that is because they've rendered all these faces, all the art assets are involved in the game still when you want to create your own player, so you can pretty much customize your player to look like anything you want to. I actually made a guy that looks a lot like Spock.
Really?
From Star Trek. I really like the offense of this game.
Okay.
Left Field's been working on tweaking the offensive moves in Courtside for a long time. And one of the things that they've always been championing is being able to move back to the hoop and back down to the hoop. So guys like Shaquille O'Neal can just sort of push their weight into the back and then do these little spin pivots and these little jump hooks. It looks great.
See, the thing is, though, is that there's not really too much of a defense.
No.
So the offense is a lot of just taking the ball, drive to the net, and hit the button. You know, I like basketball games where you have to kind of pass around the key, set up some kind of offenses.
Well, the first issue here is the stealing. I mean, you've got the players animated so that they look like they're going for the ball, but it's very random. You can keep pressing that steal button, but the computer just sort of randomly chooses when you're actually going to steal the ball away. I found it kind of a drag to get up for those blocks. The players just take too long to get off of the floor. So you're waiting for a long time for a block shot or even a jump shot.
Well, my biggest problem is the pivot, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the ball, and all these basketball games do this the whole time.
You know, I think it's probably it's a big deal. You all right there? You okay? Yeah, snap out of it. All right.
You know what it is too is that the Nintendo GameCube controller is really not set up for like a sports type of passing game like this.
Pressing all the wrong buttons all the time? Yeah.
All the time. You know, like, for example, on the PlayStation controller, you have the top button that you press to jump. And the problem is you really don't have an up button.
The other thing here, too, is that most of the best sports games have been on other systems. So when you move over to the GameCube and you pick up a basketball game, it is going to feel a little bit weird.
One of my faults, I think, in the game, too, was the audio. And I'll tell you why.
I like the audio. I was actually very happy with the audio.
To me, it was below average. I'll tell you why. Again, there wasn't a lot of detail. There wasn't a lot of I would have liked to have heard the players talking more. They used one when they don't.
I like Van Roll, right? He's one of the announcers and one of the commentary guys in here. But every once in a while, like the wrong phrase would pop up.
Good job! Yeah, Ralph.
How about Shaq Easy?
Shaq Daddy, inbounds it.
They're trying to be really hip and cool, but it's not really hitting the mark.
Right.
No. Overall, I like the NBA Courtside. I think it's a well done first basketball title from that team for the Nintendo GameCube. I'm going to give Courtside a 7.5 out of 10. It's a good start, but I think they have to move on from there, too.
I give it a 7.
Okay. On the positive side, we were really impressed by NBA Courtside's great graphics and animation. We liked the smart back down and offensive moves in the game, and we thought that the C-stick passing was really innovative.
But on the downside, we didn't like the jumps. We thought they were a little too slow. We would like to see more defense. It's almost too easy to just drive to the hoop and score every time. And finally, the GameCube controller isn't set up perfectly for a basketball-type game.
Okay, let's switch over to the Xbox now. We'll talk about Microsoft's NBA Inside Drive 2002. What'd you think of this one?
One of the first basketball games on the Xbox here.
Yes, it's the first Microsoft-published Xbox basketball game, which is a pretty big deal.
This game has amazing depth.
Yes.
I mean, I like the way you can set up picks on the fly.
Yep.
The fact that you can create your own plays. I love the shot chart where it put all the different areas where each player shot and if they made it or not.
Man, he took that thing up strong. He jumped in the cup, and it gave his opponent no chance to block that shot.
Man, that's what I like the most about this game. It's got some speed, it's got some flow, it's got some finesse. This game actually is fun to play when you're on the defensive end. You can actually
Lots
get
of
up
passing.
You can do lots of passing on the offensive side, but you can get up for those block shots and you can steal the ball. It's a bit of a risk to go for the ball because they do call the fouls realistically in the game, and you're also out of control a little bit.
Would have liked to have seen them concentrate a little bit more on the gameplay, but this one does have more of a passing type of game. More of a, you know, you have to pass around and get your defense in place and get your offense going.
Elevate. It's good.
And I also really enjoyed the sound in this game. It's 5.1 audio. It sounds really, really just like you're in the middle of an insane sports arena. Everybody's going nuts. And the commentators are very good, too.
Well, see, with the commentators, it felt like it was kind of being read. They never got into it. Like
you can hear them that they're in the booth.
Fans love it. I love it, Kevin. You love it? You gotta love it.
But compared to a lot of other sports games, these guys, they sound like a team that have been doing it for a long time.
Oh, Kismet, what a jam.
Oh, man, I like that. That's a nice finish.
One of the biggest problems with this game is the crowd animations. I mean, they're just, not only are they slow, but they're like these 2D, all in unison crowds going like this, and it's really bad. I mean,
and the players don't look anywhere near as good as the NBA Courtside players.
Their faces were good, but their bodies, it seemed a little contorted or something.
I would agree. The graphics are not as good as you would want in an Xbox game. They're not the same caliber that you would have in an NFL Fever.
Guys, good hook shot, just didn't fall.
Slams away with a two-handed clean.
I had one other quibble, and it was with the rebounding. Even if you set your rebounding level to very high, so that you're always up and crashing the board.
What rebounding? You can literally be sitting under the net, three of your guys, and the ball's bouncing right in front of them. They're not even trying to grab
But
it.
here's a tip. If you want your rebounding stats to go up, don't take control of the player underneath the hoop. Just let the computer take care of it. Because you're going to have a better chance of your team getting the ball than if you go chasing the ball. And that's wrong.
There's also bugs in the game. Like, you know, like a player got injured and they said he was out for the rest of the season and then he like would come back in.
There's bugs in every sports game I've ever played. There are always little tiny things like that.
I just think they needed a little more time.
I would agree. I would agree. But this is a very, very fun basketball game. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10.
Really that high?
I liked it very much.
I got to go with a 7.5. On the positive side, we thought that the game itself had a lot of cool options, like being able to call plays on the fly and setting picks. We thought that the game was very well balanced on offense and defense. And we also liked the fact that it was very in-depth. Like, for example, you could create your own plays. You had different shot charts and things like that.
But on the negative side, we both agree that the rebounding definitely has to improve.
Right.
There are some AI problems. Players will go over and back and make stupid blunders like step out of bounds and things like that. And the graphics, we do both feel that they could be improved, especially because the Xbox can handle it. So there you go, 2 cool basketball games to check out. Stick around though, we'll be right back with more reviews on Judgment Day.